So right off the bat, this is what we're calling the people data supply chain. And this is something, when I've shared this with people analytics leaders, and I've tested this with a lot of folk out there, they say, yes, that's the pain I've been feeling. As a people analytics leader, I am tasked with doing data science in the business. I am asked to go accomplish data-driven results, but it turns out that I'm actually asked to do a lot of other things upstream. And I've got to make tweaks and I've got to make changes. So we've got some research on this. I'm going to share some different insights we found so far. But let's kick off with an example. So I want to know what causes turnover. We've all gotten that question. That's a lot of the kind of early questions people in analytics teams tackle. They want to get involved in attrition. But it turns out we've got raw turnover data, and we've got to turn that into an analytical model. We've got to make that transactional data feed. We've got to find a way to actually do trending reports on that. But it turns out if you go up a little further, that turnover first has to be encoded into an HRIS. And I use that word encoded. We've been talking a lot about that lately. That phrase of kind of like, how do we take a operation wrap it in technology? And once it's been wrapped in technology, then the data can come out. A lot of the stuff in HR has not been encoded. So whatever process we're working on, whatever technique that's happening across the business, we've got to encode it before we can get the data back out again. But the turnover has to be reported. If it's not reported somewhere, if it doesn't get a chance to get encoded, we actually can't do the analysis. And at that moment of operational reporting, when that HR ops team or maybe a member of a team is kind of entering the data into your system, they make a lot of decisions there that actually have a lot of impact later in our analytics journey. They choose why the person quit. They might have asked kind of an exit survey. And that is fraught with issues and errors. And a lot of us have had to do a lot of data cleanup earlier, but that early operation stage has a massive impact on us as a people analytics team. And lastly, the choices that are made around the employee experience. So at some point, your company has chosen, we are going to invest in this space or we are not going to invest in this space. Whatever choices were made or not made flow directly into the other parts here to help us understand why and what happens with turnover. So this people data supply chain in action.